Boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. My name is Benjamin Nowak. This is the Smallmouth Experience, and we are headed to the lake. Today is the very first really nice day of the year. It's supposed to be about 65 degrees, sunny, beautiful. I'm going to go out to a lake that I haven't been on, really truly fished on in about 3 years. So super stoked. Has some really big fish in it. Largemouth, smallmouth, mixed lake, which is a lot of the lakes like right around my house. So we're going to go out there, see what we can make happen. Only going to spend about half a day out there, but we still have an opportunity to get some big, giant fish, especially if I can figure them out pretty quickly and kind of put some patterns together. But really excited to get out there, check things out, and kind of just look around and kind of take newfound skills to this lake. Like I said, it's been about 3 years, and there are some things that I've improved on, some things that I've changed in my approach, and hopefully that'll help us go out and really target these fish on this lake. Now, because it's the very first really nice day of the year, I expect to see a little bit of shenanigans going on. Some people that maybe can't load their boat or unload their boat very well. People running around the lake not being very intelligent. So gotta be careful, gotta be safe. Gonna have some fun. Let's get to the lake, and I'll catch you guys here in just a minute. So my goal with these videos is to be a mixture of information and entertainment. I know there's a lot of great entertainment channels. There's a lot of really good informational channels. I want to be a mixture of both while still showing you guys some big fish catches. So I hope you guys are seeing that in these videos. I try to mix in some fish catches as well as some information throughout. So I'll use fish catches as more of like a B-roll scene, as more of like an addition to the information that I'm talking about. If you guys enjoy the style of videos where I'm out here on the water talking and fishing, go down and give it a thumbs up. Let me know down in the comment section below if there are baits you guys want to see me fish. I know I've been fishing a swim jig a lot. I want to pick up a crankbait a little bit and kind of do some more of that stuff for you guys as well. But the swim jig has just been getting it done. So as I mentioned in the intro, it is pre-spawn. Water temps are 54 degrees. So I'm starting out here on the main lake. There's this rocky bank right here. You have the seawall, and a lot of times around that seawall they have a lot of rock mixed in. Well, these smallmouth will push up on that main lake stuff. And especially early sun, I'm hoping that I can get some fish to push up on it. So on lakes I haven't been in a long time, one thing that I really like to do is actually start with moving baits. Like I could probably go down this bank with a Ned rig and pick it apart, but starting with moving baits is going to help me get an idea of what's going on the body of water. Like I look at water temp, look at seasonal patterns, look at what should be going on, and then I'll start with some sort of moving bait to kind of just pick off one or two aggressive fish, and then from there I can get an idea, okay, these fish are on this sort of cover, or they're doing something similar to this, and then from there I can slow down and pick that stuff apart. There's fish. Oh, came on. Right on that pause. I don't know if you guys noticed, I flared that reel handle and paused, and that fish came out and ate it. What I'm fishing here, if you guys can see the way that water's moving different, there's a little current seam, and these fish are sitting, well, that fish was sitting in this current seam. It makes sense. There's a lot of water flowing. We just had a lot of rain. The water's dirty, but it's warm. Water is 55 degrees up here versus 54, 53 and a half on the main lake. So smallmouth spawn early. Smallmouth spawn at 57, 58 degrees, and then they'll spawn all the way up through like 65. And so I'm just fishing this little current seam with a little squarebill crankbait. This is actually a Strike King 1.5, KVD 1.5. I got this out of the Monster Bass box from the Strike King Takeover month. I think it was January. But current seams, smallmouth, pre-spawn. Now let's put some in the boat. Let's put some in the boat. Thought I got bit. I did get bit. Well, that could be the deal. I got a real slower then, because that fish got it good. Look at that. Look at that. Okay. Look at that. First little river smallie. It's a small one. It's a real small one. Hopefully the ones will get bigger in here though. That fish hit as I was reaching up to turn my camera on and off. So as I stopped that retrieve, that fish hit. So maybe I got to slow down. I mean, it would make sense. It would make sense to slow down. this fish. I literally just turned, I just turned around and switched the banks. That's crazy. Faster current, more rock on this side though, and there's a little eddy there. Current break. There he is. Look at that. Just running straight downstream. Look at how fat that fish is. A nice little smallie. That's two like back to back right there. Super small, super thick. Eating. Number 3 on this spot. Let's see. If you guys look closely at the bank, you can sort of see it. There's a bunch of that little river rock, which is like not as big as boulders, but a lot bigger than like a pebble. That's what's all of this bottom is. It's just a bunch of that river rock mixed with sand. And when you find like higher spots, or you find little current eddies like that, current seams, that's where a lot of these fish are going to position. And these are all smallmouth up in this river for the most part. And so what they'll do is they'll position on the front facing side of that rock typically and use it as an ambush point, because there's a slack section of water where that water flows over the front of that rock, and those fish will sit in that ambush point and come up and attack prey. So I'll be honest, I think I'm losing fish that I don't typically expect to lose. So I'm going to change out these stock treble hooks. And this isn't something to do a lot, but when I'm either losing fish I don't think I should be losing, or I feel like the hooks are going dull, I'm going to change them out. There's a fish. Oh, am I losing all these fish? There's one. I've lost so many fish. Please don't come off. Nice largemouth. He got it good. And another small fish, but it's 2 in a row. Missed one, lost one. Or missed one, caught one. That's a fish, that's big. I think that was a snag. Dudes, I think I just lost a big fish. I thought maybe I got snagged and I pulled it off of the snag. But I can't hit that snag again, and I don't see anything on my graph. I mean, it hit, it was steady, and I think it was a fish. I don't know why I'm losing fish on this bait. This is a pretty well-known little spawning cove because it gets relatively shallow and is very protected. So you're away from the wind, you're out of the wind. Water temps are 57 in here. They'll probably be even more as I go further back. My problem with this square bill is I'm having to clear it every single cast. So I think I'm going to switch back to that swim jig. I might pick up that swim bait here in a second too. Just to kind of see if I can get a fish to move on it. There. That's a big one. Literally 3 casts into throwing that swim jig. Absolutely gone. That, for me, is the power of that swim jig. See how big this fish is. Yeah, look at that. Thank you very much. Zeros. $3.66. Let's get a picture of this one. Thanks, baby. Go back. You rock. Guys, I love that swim jig bite. That swim jig bite to me is so effective. It looks so natural coming through the water, and it triggers big fish to bite. I mean, that was literally just a couple casts after switching from that swim bait, or from that crankbait to the swim jig. And for me, it's such a good way to get a lot of bites in the springtime. I just caught a pretty good one down past that other pontoon. But yeah, it's been a good day. How are you? I caught a couple down this pocket already, so it's been good. It's been fun. How are you? Good. I know, it's so nice. I'm wearing flip-flops and I'm happy. Nice one. Look at that, little smallmouth. Little swim jig. Thank you, buddy. Thank you, little pal. So, I'm a little bit shocked. Just saw my very first bedfish of the year. Now, this is bed fishing season up here in Michigan. Like middle of May, you expect a lot of these lakes to turn on and these fish to kind of pull up on beds. But with the way the weather's been, the water temps have been kind of low. I didn't expect them to get on beds until that new moon, which would have been next Friday. I was proved wrong. There was a fish on a bed in there. I didn't end up trying to catch it even. I just kind of kept moving along. It was a really small one, but it's a sign of good things to come. Fish are going to be moving shallow, smashing baits, and it should be a lot of fun. This is a great time of year to get out and fish. I was on the phone with my mom there for a little bit. I probably caught 5 fish when I was on the phone with her. None of them were very big, but they've all been smoking that swim jig, like absolutely choking it. And what I think they're doing is using these canals to kind of push back and feed up, and then they're just going to go to the bank back here and spawn. Really good spawning habitat. It's a shallow little cut, shallow little canal. And so it gives these fish a lot of opportunities to kind of spawn on a bunch of different things. There we go. Look at that. That fish hit it and just started running out to the deep. One thing I've really been working on this year is thinking about putting together patterns. So as I get 1 or 2 bites doing the same thing, think about why that fish is there, what he's doing, and how to get more of those fish to bite. And today, a lot of my fish have come around shallow, hard cover, especially on the swim jig. Like I was throwing that squarebill, and I still got bites in the same areas, but the thing was, I wasn't keeping them pinned. They weren't getting it quite as good. But when they eat this swim jig, they absolutely smoke it. Every fish has choked this swim jig, and it just looks like a little, bluegill or baitfish swimming around these docks. In 55 to 58 degree water, these fish are starting to push up shallow to spawn. So these hard pieces of cover hold bluegill. They also hold heat a little bit better, and all of my fish have come around this shallow cover. And so it's pretty cool to see these fish start to progression and start their movements to get up to get ready to spawn. And I think that's what I'm targeting right now, are those pre-spawners starting to come up here, look for bed, look for areas to make bed, catching them on the swim jig, which is something I obviously have a ton of confidence in, and see them eating it well. If they weren't eating the swim jig well or just pushing it or bumping it, I'd probably put it down in favor of some other sort of bait, but catching a lot of fish doing it too, which is pretty cool. Wow, almost just turning the boat around to get out of here. Look at that. The water's a lot colder back here, which is why I was about to leave. But that fish smoked that swim jig. Thanks, buddy. Let's see if there's more there. Wow. So we are going to end the video here. We are ending it in the boat while we wait for people to clear the ramp, because there are about 15 boats ahead of us. But we caught about 10 to 15 fish, had a pretty good day, caught a bunch of them on that swim jig. That seemed to be the deal, but I missed a bunch on the squarebill. I don't know if they were just slapping at it and not getting the hooks very well, but I missed a bunch on that squarebill. So picked that swim jig up and ended up smashing them. But towards the end of the day, things started to get a little bit tough. I don't know if with the sun coming out or with the water warming up, if they got lower to the bottom of the water column, if I would have slowed down, if I would have been able to catch some of those fish, but ended up struggling a little bit towards the end of the day. Water temps are currently 56, main lake about 58, 57.5 back up in these cuts. These fish should be getting ready to spawn. They should be starting to move back up in these cuts and feeding up really, really heavy. But today was overall a pretty good day. Smashed a bunch of fish on a lake that I haven't been to in like 3 years and really explored. So had a lot of fun. I hope you guys did as well. If you did, please do me a huge favor. Give it a thumbs up. Go down and hit that subscribe button down below if you're not already. And as always, thank you guys for watching. Take care. Tight lines. God bless. Pursue passion.